This week's Torah portion, it mentions the commandment, do not oppress the ger. Don't oppress the convert. Act nicely towards the convert. Why? Because you yourselves were a stranger in a land that wasn't yours. Now, why over here does the Torah have to mention a reason? Because you were strangers. What happened to the commandment of love your neighbor like you love yourself? Why do we need an added commandment? And I believe the answer is based on the following study. There's a man named Alex, and he dresses up like a homeless man, and he goes into a restaurant, he goes over to a table, somebody eating a full-course meal. Alex goes over, and he says, "Excuse me, sir, I haven't eaten in a couple of days. Can you spare something for me?" And the man looks at Alex, he says, "I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry." Alex goes over to another table, he goes over to a woman, and Alex says the same thing. Alex says, "I'm sorry, I haven't eaten in a couple of days. Can you please spare something for me?" The woman looks at Alex and she says, "I'm sorry, I can't give you anything." Alex goes over to a third table and the same exact thing happens. He walks off with nothing. Now Alex's friend, Boris, goes over to a real homeless man and he gives him a sandwich. And the homeless man bites into that sandwich like it's the first thing he's eaten in a couple of days. Now Alex approaches that homeless man and he goes over to the homeless man and he says, "Sir, I haven't eaten in a couple of days. Can you please spare some of that sandwich for me?" And a remarkable thing happens. The homeless man rips off half of his sandwich and gives it to Alex. And that happened again with another homeless man. And what's amazing is, the people in the restaurant, it's not that they didn't care about Alex. Of course they cared about Alex. They just couldn't understand what Alex was going through because they were never homeless themselves. It's only a homeless man that understands the pain of what hunger is. He understands exactly what it is to not eat in a couple of days. And therefore it's simple to him to rip off half his sandwich and give it to another homeless man. That's exactly what the Torah is teaching us. The Jewish people, we've been oppressed. We've been enslaved. We've been tortured. It's us that understands the pain of other human beings. We've been through it all. The Torah says over here, besides the commandment of love your neighbor like you love yourself, you have an added responsibility to help another person that's going through a painful situation. This convert, he's a stranger in a land that's not his, to a people that's not his. You were a stranger in a land that's not yours. You understand him, you help him, you make sure he feels safe. This commandment applies to each and every one of us. Whenever we go through a painful situation, we have to use that experience to understand another human being that's in a similar situation and help him out. Give him advice. Where we failed, we now know what it's like. Help him out. Transfer your pain to somebody else's gain.